I'm running cash. Do you take Venmo?
You guys can grab your pie, and then we're gonna get started while you're eating pie.
Thank you. And I was like,
This is our moment. Oh, yeah. That's right.
full black flop or no?
I'm so glad everybody's able to come tonight. Don't we love that it's 90 degrees instead of 105 degrees?
Yes, we do.
Feels good, right?
Cats.
All right.
So good.
I've already said this.
I think the dog just got that. That rhubarb be
Selah, maybe you can go just turn the volume down on the music, or Anna, somebody who knows where stuff is. Anna, Selah. Are you guys going to stay for Bible study? We want you to join us.
He's good.
I'm good. I'm good.
You didn't pay me to say that either.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be getting back into the book of John, and I want to just do a little bit of review from last week, but also because there's big sections of scripture, right? We're not able to cover every word, every paragraph each week. It's just it'd be a whole year. And so last week, you guys may remember that we looked at the story of Jesus and the Samaritan woman who Jesus interacted with, and that was interesting enough for the gospel writers to put it down because Jesus was a man, this was a woman, they were from different cultures, and it was a unique moment in this woman's life. And she was able to experience something so life-changing that she went back and talked to her community about it. And then in talking to her community about it, those folks wanted to come out and see what Jesus was all about. And so we found that in John chapter 4. And then these are ones we're not going to get to spend a ton of time on. But after Jesus' interaction with the Samaritan woman, he comes into town, and in this case, Scripture says that he was in Galilee and he was traveling to Capernaum. And I don't know if any of you have ever done a 7 or 8 hour walk, but that's what it would have taken for Jesus and his folks to move from the place where he was interacting with the Samaritan woman all the way over to where he met this official son. And people were starting to hear about Jesus. And so the official comes up to Jesus and says, "My son is sick. I need you to come, and I need you to interact with him, and he'll be healed." And Jesus says, "Go. Your son will be fine. Your son will live. Your son will be okay." And we're not quite sure. We don't get a ton of explanation in Scripture why the official was okay, but he had faith. He believed that when Jesus said his son was going to be okay, he was going to be okay. And so he starts the road back to where he lives, and he's met at some point halfway by a servant in his household who says, "Your son is better. Your son's fine." And they start talking, and they're like, "Well, how long's he been feeling better?" "Oh, it's been a few hours. It's been a day, whatever." And the official realizes that this was the exact moment that Jesus, miles and miles, cities away, had said, "Your son will live." And so even though Jesus is across the country, for all intents and purposes, when he declared that this young man was going to live, he got better instantly. And the official was able to come back home, and his son was already okay. And so I just love the idea that there's no distance that the power of God can't overcome. There's no situation that's too complicated for Jesus and his love and his healing power in people's lives. So even if the ideal thing, right, you guys know what you want. You want something that makes sense in your mind. Jesus, I need you to come with me. I need you to come all the way to my house. I want you to put your hands on my son. And that expectation wasn't met. But yet he still believed that something powerful was going to happen, and it did. After that, Scripture talks about Jesus coming to the pool of Bethesda, and this pool is surrounded by people who have all kinds of disabilities. You get the idea that this is a group of folks because Scripture says the man that Jesus interacted with had been there for 30 plus years, that these are real, significant, physical disabilities. And so Jesus comes in, he engages a man who is seriously, affected by something in his body, and he says, get your mat up and walk. And this man is able to receive healing in the moment. And, there's all this stuff kind of in Scripture that we don't have all the details for, but the man talks about the fact that he had never been able to get his healing because he had never been able to go down to the water, and no one would help him. And so, I'm still wrestling with that. Was that real, or was that superstition, or was there something there in the community that was also happening sovereignly? But this man is a perfect example of someone without community. No one would help him get better. So we don't have to dig much deeper than that. We just need to know that even in that group of folks who all had some level of disability, he was shamed.